Hi, welcome back. Hope you've all managed to grab a snack and a drink like we have and are recuperated for the second half of today's session. So, has the party done everything they want to do in the current location? And if so, where are you off to in the city?
Guess we're probably following Mara's lead again.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I was kind of looking at Terror.
Yeah, Alton definitely wants to go to Louise at some stage, but obviously the missing gold guy might be more pressing. But it is up to Mara.
It's better to deal with the official business first.
Of course.
So we'll go to the guardsmen, to the city guards, because yeah.
Okay. As you're leaving the temple, one of the shield coins on the door, which is obviously new, there's been a change of the guard, and again the party see that there's this super deference to Mara being part of the clergy. You know, these huge, big, muscled, armored men, and it's just not good. Bad. Super disadvantaged. And they go, what would actually, I've never asked you this, Terror. What would Mara's title in the church be? Is there an equivalent of the overgold for people lower down?
Aberrant. It's not the lowest rank, but it's a rank like above it. So she's yeah.
So would they call you Aberrant Clearwater if they were being deferential to you? Is that how they would rank you? Yeah. Aberrant Clearwater. Stalgren, the Platinum, asked if he could have a quick word before you left when you were up and about. He said it would only be a very quick message, but he would be very grateful if you would stop by the barracks before you go out into the city.
Sure. Yes, I'll go speak with him.
And to the rest of you follow, they won't stop you. You're all able to go along with them. None of you met Stalgren. Mara, you just went there your own last night, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So does everyone wait at the front gate, or do you all follow in Mara's trail?
I suppose I'll follow.
Follow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So, you quite quickly go and round the back of the building, as we see it in the picture there is a barracks. There's a rectangular barracks building, and again there's shield coins on the door, and Mara is again deferred to and ushered into a more functional office, and into the presence of a very intimidating looking man, and he doesn't introduce himself to you. He just nods. He doesn't ignore you, and again he's incredibly deferential to Mara, and he goes, I wanted to bring you up to date on a few occurrences that have happened through the night. Obviously, after we talked, I doubled the guard and made other certain arrangements to ensure the Overgold's wife's protection is increased. What we did see, there's slightly troubling, is that there were a number of silhouettes seen breaking the skyline on some other roofs, buildings. Now, nobody attempted to get to the temple or was overtly seen, but it was quite obvious from that there were a number of people basically doing reconnaissance and checking out the defences here. Because of what happened last night, I can only assume that it was further drow.
That would
Can Quill just be off behind a wall somewhere,
Mhm.
and you'll hear, and I heard there were spiders as well.
Mara will sort of side-eye the sound of the bird, knowing that
Alden's
that
puffing on his pipe.
entails, knowing that the bird saying something like that will entail mischief. Okay, it would seem prudent to think that they were drow. I don't know to what extent we can increase the defense of the temple. This, I wouldn't say slowly, but quite quickly becoming a crisis situation.
And he was. I don't want. I obviously defer to you, but I didn't mean. I'm not concerned about the temple or the Overgold's wife, but I just merely wanted to warn you and your companions that there are obviously other drow out there in the city. So the attack that happened last night could potentially be repeated.
Yeah. We will. Thank you. We'll keep our wits about us as we traverse the streets and as we leave the city itself. There are a lot of dangers. We'll keep an eye out. Do you know anything that could help us when fighting the drow? I haven't fought the drow before. I only know them mostly from stories. So. Is there anything to tell us?
Not a great deal, no. Probably no more than yourself. I've never encountered them myself. They are obviously a dangerous people. They are known to create great items of magic and weaponry. Their fighters are legendary in how skilled they are in combat, only overseen by the cruelty of their priesthood.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We will depart for the city streets to our daily business. Merchant friend's blessing on you. Good luck in your increased charge.
Yes, quite all right. I am here for Joaquin and for you. I'm just a servant.
So am I. And we will depart into the streets. Mara silently sort of ticking a box of oh my god in her. Yeah. So, so we will traverse to the guardsman's barracks, or wherever the guards.
I think I misspoke last week and said that you had to go to the halls of justice, but that wasn't actually true. It was actually a more local. You're not being dealt with by the upper echelons of the city watch in this matter yet. It was just a local city watch outpost that you were to go to. And it's not too far nearby. It's again, for those of you that are not city dwellers, you remark at the wide streets. They are quite well kept. There's no rubbish. Everything's very clean and spick and span, in ways that the rest of the city is not. Due to the terrible problems that have plagued them. I'm not sure if that's something you would all pick up on or not, so we're giving you this as players, and you can decide whether that's something that you would understand or not. But quite quickly you come to the top of a small hill, a very wide cobbled street. with 4 or 5-story buildings on either side of it. And one of them is quite clearly the guard outpost, as there are a number of guards outside guarding it. The city flag is furled proudly from the top of a flagpost atop it.
What does the city flag look like?
I knew you were going to ask that as soon as I said it, because I don't know.
Is it the regular Neverwinter one or the Lord Protector one? I think they're the same.
The regular.
Or the Lord's Alliance.
No, Neverwinter has 3 like snowflakes like that on a shield.
The gauntlet.
Isn't it? The
Gauntlet is the
eye?
Flaming Fist. The eye is for the Neverwinter 9, as I'm just sitting here
Oh, yeah.
spouting out lore stuff. It's for
That's
the
it.
Neverwinter 9.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, and it's also the one that's on the cover for like the Neverwinter 9. Shit, that doesn't have one.
Neverwinter Nights games. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one I was asking about.
I know what you mean. It's like a blue shield background with 3 snowflakes on it. Is that the one?
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. That's the one for the Neverwinter 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll run into like a dead order of knights.
No. So that's what this flag looks like. It's a bold blue background with 3 very stylized circles on it with pictures of what look like stylized snowflakes inside the circles.
Wait, did you post? Did I miss it or
Miss what? Sorry.
the image?
No,
No,
the image
I've
doesn't put
posted
up.
anything anywhere.
Oh, okay. No, you just described it. Okay, sorry. Something else updated meanwhile.
I'm
so I
using my words to enter your mind, Terrorblades.
No.
Imagination.
The simple mechanics in my mind. Don't abuse them. Right. Food. Sleep. No
Okay.
need for detect thoughts. I vocalize them. The so
Oh,
we
no.
enter. So we greet the guards and we go in. Say that we are here on. We were called here from. We were called to come.
Ah, yes. Guard Captain Ivril is waiting for you inside, and they escort you into the first floor, and you're in again. It's similar to the shield coins room. It's very. It's well put together, but it's bereft of any fripperies. It's lean and officious, and you see this chap. Just bring him onto that layer. Sat at a desk, and the guard introduces you as the people that interacted with the drow last night. And he just waves him away and says, I must thank you for the help that you have given to the city last night. Obviously, finding out there is drow is highly worrying. Can you give me any more of an indication of what occurred? Obviously, it was late at night. I have some sort of report from my men, but it's always better to hear from the people involved.
We were traversing the streets of Neverwinter, as you know, which feels really stupid to say, but we were traversing the streets, and we were guiding the Overgold's wife to the temple. The drow.
Can Alta be doing a minor illusion of like a puppet show?
Do they have the little wooden things above to control the puppets?
No, it's just like really simplistic models of representing different people, and like the cobblestone background just keeps repeating itself.
The drow appeared in the darkness and assaulted us.
Then like a long shadow enters from behind the party.
They claimed that they were sent by someone called Dro. Well, we found out that later. They were coming to get the Overgold's wife. Somebody was seeking to take the Overgold's position, and they needed to take her as well. Combat ensued. We were victorious. We found out that they come from an organization called the Silken Woe, have several entries into the city. Their lieutenant is called Dro.
Yes, the prisoners talked about this Silken Woe, and it's quite disturbing to know that there is tendrils of the Drow within the city. Although I believe that they don't actually have lodgings within the city. They're in the upper Underdark below, but have ways to enter into the city by secret.
Yeah.
A fireball blows up the minor illusion.
You
Just-
take
minor
how much
illusion,
damage?
a minor illusion fireball
yeah.
blows up. Yeah, yeah. And he actually, yeah, he doesn't seem distracted by your minor illusions, but he is paying attention to them as Mara talks, just sort of nodding in the way that, you know, he's got all the body language, again, without rolling for more in depth, that he is listening, and he does seem to think that these minor illusions are helping in some way. And have any of you ever come across Drow or specifically these Silken Woe before and things? So it's nothing to do with yourself or anything, right? I'm sorry to ask, but you know, this is a city that is full of adventuring bands, and quite often it's the adventuring bands that drag the problems into the city, not to help out with it.
Alton covers his eyes and looks away.
It was not us this time.
He notices that, but he doesn't. You're saying this time, but he doesn't actually comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this time.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with the Drow appearing in the city. We have not encountered Drow before. If we would not have been here, there would have been a dead woman in the street.
And I thank you, and the city thanks you. And I have been authorized to give you, I mean, we didn't actually have a bounty out on the Drow because we didn't know they were there, but I have been authorized to pay you the equivalent if there was a bounty. And he hands you over a big pouch with gems in it, which are worth the value of 500 gold.
Alton shakes his head judgingly.
I'll just throw it in as gold, so we don't need to.
Yeah, that's
Conversion rate later.
And you do all. I never gave you the meager experience from the Drow, but also give you some experience for this as well. So I think actually I'm going to be quite generous, give you 1,000 gold, 1,000 XP each, all in for sort of doing a wee sidey quest thing and killing the Drow. That next level's still fairly far away for the stream. Thank you. I don't know really what else to say. Everything you've said is matches what you told my man on the scene last night. What I would ask is, could you make yourself available to be found if we need to speak to you again, even for a day? Again, I know adventuring types, you're probably going to run off against some monster or find some dungeon to find treasure, but
More than likely,
if I could ask 24 hours, just in case, I obviously have to run the report up to my seniors in case they have any further questions or anything that I have not given you. A minor inconvenience, but any sort of gestures to the bag, I'm sure that will smooth the way for 24 hours.
Can I do an insight?
Absolutely.
What are you inciting?
If that's
He gave us 500 gold and stick around for a day. This might be
yeah.
They like the drow said last night, they might know and might be ignoring it, so who knows if he's in the pocket of the drow. Right. Let me just look to see. I have that skill. No, yeah, it's just a regular. I don't get any particular type of bonus other than my massive fucking bonus. That is a 29. What are his children's names?
What does he want for breakfast tomorrow?
Yeah.
With a 29, you can see that he is completely sincere in what he is saying to you. It's just the tide of officialdom and administration that dogs people in a city watch position when you rise above the basic ranks. He's not scared, but he just wants to make sure he has the opportunity to make right on anything that he may have missed should questions come down the line, because it would be uncomfortable to be asked a question and then have to go back and say, well, I'll just let them leave the city.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have access to sending spells?
I am not a spellcaster myself. I mean, the city does.
Well, I mean, that way you can contact us anytime you like.
I am aware of the spell that you're talking about, and it has been used, but it is fairly difficult to converse long term. It is quite stilted in the number of words that you can say. And I could say, come back here, but if you're 1,000 miles away on a boat, you're not going to be here anytime soon, and we can't have a significant conversation like that means.
We're fast, but we're not 1,000 miles fast, not in 24 hours anyway.
We shall endeavor to remain in the city. We have several things that need to be taken care of, but we do also have pressing matters that draw us out of the city.
Indeed. And
So
I
we
know
shall.
that you are of the clergy of Joaquin, and you will probably be winding your way north to Luskan. That is not too much of a great leap of my imagination to assume that,
No.
especially with at least two very well-armed men at your side, and sort of looking at Salir and Garvin particularly. But I'm sure your other
a tiny dull dagger.
yeah, I'm sure your other companions are also very adept, as you all dispatched a band of drow that would have murdered people in the street without any noise.
I am concerned about the dinosaur, though. No. No.
What did you call me?
No.
We're dead.
We could also report that there have been strange sightings in the darkness around the temple at night.
What do you mean by strange sightings?
Strange shadows have moved along the rooftops. That could just be thieves, but the head of the guard reported that he might fear that they were scoping out the temple.
God. I mean, there are thieves, but I have to say that the dead rats don't tend to bother to go into that side of town because it's too well defended.
Garvin says that the drow come in their millions.
He sort of looks to Garvin. I fear, unfortunately, your dwarven friend's probably closer to the truth. Don't know about millions, but their numbers are usually quite substantial. They don't do anything by half.
Can I try and roll like a history on the dead rats?
Yeah, there you go.
Alton, for the record, just
16.
thought he meant dead rats.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you say, Mara?
16.
Right. You've spent time in Neverwinter, so you know with a 16 that the Dead Rats are a thieves guild that operate mostly from the sewers around the Blue Lake district. And also they are predominantly made up of were-rats, which is where they get their name from.
Okay. Because that was what I was thinking about. Because it sounded from the conversation that we insinuated that they were drow.
Yes.
Yes.
It's something Dombro will know well about because you've just gone through their actual lair in Circus Legends.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
But they are... Nah, you wouldn't know that with a 16.
No.
That's about as much as you know with a 16.
They're were-rats. They exist around Black Lake or Blue Lake?
Blue Lake. Black Lake is the same area prior to the devastation of the volcano.
Right. So how far away is the temple from Blue Lake? Like, is it close or far? Is essentially like.
Let me just bring the map up again. Remind myself.
Okay.
Well, the temple's in part of Protector's Enclave, so it's the other side of the river from the Blue Lake district.
Okay, so
do you want me to bring you over to the map for a second?
No, I think it's fine. It's just that Mara wanted to sort of mentally compare to herself.
So although the city is more a sort of rugby ball shape, it is in 4 rough quadrants. The Blue Lake district is northwest and Protector's Enclave is southwest, with the river and Castle Never splitting the two between them.
Okay. Well then, if so, then essentially it is distance for the dead rats to go to that place. It is an intermediate position of power. Yeah.
It's because their power is usually the Blue Lake district, which is where the inn that you first went in. It's where a lot of the lower levels of commerce, and it's where the warehouses, where the caravan was unloaded, is all that sort of stuff's in the Blue Lake district. As well as there is some residential as well, and it's sort of medium to lower class residential.
Well then, so then we at least know that. Well, we can at least assume that it probably isn't the dead. And that the drow are trying to scope out for an assault. But very well. If we feel that we are done here, we have certain other businesses that we also need to take care of.
That is fine. You provided me with all the information that you require. And obviously, this conversation's gone on longer than maybe we've sort of chatted about just now, because he's cross-questioned you, asked you bits in more detail that we're not going to bother doing too much here. But you can see he's been taking notes as you've been answering him. And so that's certainly enough for the purposes of my report, which I will complete here and have taken to the halls of justice by messenger. Please rest assured, if you do not hear from me by dawn tomorrow morning, you are free to leave the city, and that is no problem at all.
Very well. We will be off. May Joaquin bless you, Ivril, and may Helm bless you as well.
And he says, please. My surname is Ivril, but please, you may call me Ran.
Ran?
Ran, R-A-N.
Ran.
So his full name is Ran Ivril.
Right. Right.
And although he's not part of the rest of the party, although he's not part of the shield coins, he is still quite deferential to Mara. Just you can tell that clergy of any main church up whatever level other than basic acolyte is dealt with in a deferential nature here.
Yep.
Thank you, Ran.
Thank you, Guards Captain Ran.
Yes.
May the Vigilant One watch over you.
Just look slightly puzzled at your companions. Sort of nods to you.
It's not their fault they were born that way.
It is.
Right, so we leave the watchman's office.
Who watches the watch?
Right then. What do we...
Don't we have to talk to our caravan?
Louisa,
Yeah, we need to go
Yes.
speak with Louisa.
where is she?
She would be... Where would she be? I guess she would still be dealing with the caravan business in the...
Yeah, there's two places she would either be. She would either be at the warehouse or she would be at the Tollbooth Tavern where you got her lodgings.
Mm-mm. So we'll check the workplace first,
Mm-hmm.
because that's where Mara hopes that she is. Because
Sort of over there.
it's not early morning.
She has a dog, doesn't she?
Yes,
a riding
so,
dog.
Yeah, it's Louisa and Rufus. I will just put her back on the screen just to remind everyone of her.
There she is.
There you go.
As she crushes the city beneath her feet.
Yeah, so she is a feisty wee halfling woman with a gigantic, big, slobbering St. Bernard dog, which she has a saddle for and rides around like a horse. She's not quite as fearsome looking as she looks in that token, but you, Mara, vetted her quite vigorously and found her out to be very astute, very good at decision making, decisive, all the things that you were looking for in a caravan master. And as you come into the warehouse, much as a warehouse would be in modern days now, there's the goods coming in off caravans at one side being taken off the caravan in bits and then broken down into different consignments and then shipping them out into the city. And she sees you quite quickly as soon as you go into the
Warehouse.
into the warehouse. Sorry, I was distracted by something I was reading there. Apologies. And she says, good news.
Rufus.
And Rufus is just in the corner. She is walking around. So if you want to bring Rufus, you've travelled with them for a week, so he's quite comfortable around you. And
I'm going to give him crack off a piece of the bread that's in my pocket.
Yeah, he's quite happily slobbers away. Your hand sort of disappears into his mouth, but he's actually very tender for such a large dog, and sort
He's
of
a good boy.
takes things, and your hand's just dripping with slobber when you sort of remove it from him. Alton probably just is quite happy. And Louisa just sort of very good, Miss Mara. I've made preparations to get some new goods to take back to Derbalakan. Everything we had to sell went quite well, so we've got good prices for the furs, the hides, the ore. The apples, not so much. Unfortunately, they're a wee bit bashed. The road is not as smooth as it once was, so they've taken a bit of jostling. And she actually turns to Alton, which I don't know if he's paying any attention to.
He's paying very much attention to it.
Your friend's jam made particularly high coin. We managed to sell it to a very high-end delicatessen, and it has gone down well, very well. So I shall be going back to Miss Reeve when we head back and basically ask her to make as much as she can physically get, as there is a big market here for it.
Wonderful.
The hoity-toities do love it.
Alton will smile broadly, and kind of meaningfully say, "Thank you so much."
That is okay. And she sort of defers back to Mara and goes, obviously at this moment in time, I have the men to pay. We have goods to buy here to take back to Derek Balakan. I'm still not unsure what sort of profit we're going to be making. Do you wish to have any of the funds before we start spending them? Do you wish me just to reinvest it all into things? When we start making profits that I'm comfortable with, what do you want me to deal with them? How do you want me to do that? Because obviously I'm not comfortable just wandering around with an ever-increasing chest of gold.
I imagine Mara has several accounts and several
Yeah, the Swiss bank account. No, well, first of all, we need a body of guards for the road.
Oh, yes. I mean, I've taken care of all of that. And that's the I think this run, the profit is probably going to be fairly minimal because we're having to grease a few palms and get back in the old swing of things after it's been stopped. But I'm quite hopeful that we are going to become quite a profitable caravan.
So am I. Well, for at least the foreseeable future, all of the money will go back to invest into the caravan, making sure that we have the necessary guard and equipment.
We have 3 caravans at the moment. Do you want me to how big would you like the caravan to grow to?
How big do you want the caravan to go to?
Well, when we have enough profit, I could buy a 4th caravan, and then a 5th caravan, and then is there a cut-off point where you then just wish me to save the profit and put it aside for you to come and obtain at some point in the future?
I don't know what would be reasonable for this route. Maybe well, let's stop at maybe
25.
25. No, yeah. It's like in what is it, medieval Total War, when you upgrade your roads too much and there's just like an endless stream of caravans in between cities.
And we'll get some money 3 years from now.
Yeah. I'm investing your money, Alton, don't worry. As I go away on a yacht. It
was just resting in the account.
Yeah. Mara, the investment. We will let's see, I think maybe 5 for now, and then we should save up. We should always try and keep a pot of money for eventual loss of gold. But for now, let's also try and spend as much money in Derek Balakon so that we get as many wares as possible to sell into town. We will try and make a point to outpay as many people as possible, also for the benefit of increased product the next time around. For now, I think maybe 5 caravans will be enough, and then we'll try and we can keep a rainy day fund for this caravan, and then you can send the rest to me, and I'll figure it out once we get to that.
I think that how do you wish me to send it to you? Have you opened up an account here that I can just deposit it for you in the city here? You know there are banks and things like that here. That's and in fact, the Church of Joaquin would probably act as a bank as well. So
yeah,
the most likely thing Mara would suggest is actually going and paying it into the temple.
Yeah. There will be like the beneficial priest account at the temple.
And you also know that way you can withdraw it anywhere that there is a temple of Joaquin, because they can then just sending to where your main account is, and the ledgers can be double checked and the funds approved.
Yeah. So Yeah, you
Sorry
just
for
put
the
it.
super technical about banking in the Forgotten Realms.
What are the rates at the different? No, the I don't know if we would get. Anyway, the so give it to the temple under. I guess we would put it under our name, not under. It would be Mara would be the signee or whatever, but it would be under the name of the Redwall Saviors.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
that we would all have the benefit to take out the money in case we would need to.
You know that there'll be paperwork to do, but you can go back to the temple and a matter of a couple of hours, you can do all the paperwork. And
Yeah.
because you would
Well,
all
I have a whole day.
Yeah. Paper signing, reading contracts.
Yes. But it's quite very basic. It's it's all standard stuff that they will have in triplicate. So
yeah,
it's not like anyone has to create a contract or anything. It's just put your details in.
And Mara will give Rufus a little scratch, and we need to pay our most important employee as well. The Hound.
Rufus.
Rufus, yeah.
And she smiles at the affectation, but just sort of says, "Oh, don't worry, he's paid well." And gives him a big scritch behind the ear.
Alton looks for a pouch on the dog.
He doesn't have it anymore, I'm afraid.
Well, he does kind of have a saddlebag, doesn't he? Or like saddle.
Yeah. I was about to say there is a saddlebag behind the saddle that go one either side.
I was thinking about the other pouch, but never mind.
Yes, Terror. That's why we ignored you.
Yes.
Not that we didn't get your joke.
So yes, there's quite obviously a saddlebag with straps either side that are over the top of it.
I don't go searching in the saddlebags. I was just looking to see. Look, they said he's well paid. Was there like a pouch of gold or anything hanging off him?
Okay.
Yes. And well, of course, Louise's pay will be probably slightly above the average of what one would pay a caravan master, so that she can stay fully focused. Yeah, I think I've said that before.
I mean, all these sorts of things we'll do off stream because it's going to be quite boring for people watching to know the intricacies of caravan management. That's not what we're to do.
No, let's talk about banking more.
Yeah.
So
caravan sim.
Unless that sort of conversation keeps going, and unless anyone has any specific questions to ask Louisa, she quite quickly makes her excuses and says, "Well, there's lots to be getting on with. I shall keep going, and obviously, you know where I'll be. I'll either be here or in Derbalakin or in between.
Right.
If you need me, leave word at either end, and I will contact you as soon as I can."
When does she leave?
I think she says that she will probably be about another 3 days to do the necessary negotiations to get the best prices for what she's wanting to take back to Derbalakin, have it delivered, packaged onto the caravan, and then set off.
Okay. Alton, do you want to give a message to your friend with the jam?
He takes out a silver ring with rectangular shaped rune stones.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Can you give this to Reese?"
Certainly. That's not a problem. I shall be speaking to her about her Redwall raspberry conserve for the minute I get back to Derbalakin.
Yeah, and he will hand her a scroll as well.
Okay.
For Reese.
Is that a letter or something that
Yeah.
you've written? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. That's not a problem at all. I shall make sure it's the first thing I do when I get back to the city for you.
Thank you. And he'll give Rufus a big pat on his side.
And you see her put the ring into a small pouch and then put that into the saddlebags along with the scroll, and then tie it off. Or actually, no, it's got a leather buckle and buckle it closed.
It's trailing off the dog. It's going to get destroyed.
It's not. It's very safe. So yeah,
Right.
and then unless anyone else says anything, she sort of bids her farewell and bustles off to start shouting and ordering people around, basically making sure everyone's doing the best they can.
Yep.
Yep. Other than that, I think Mara wants to shop like something dark that she can have over her clothes, over her armor. I mean, so like she won't give off a big because her normal dress is like golden and silver and black, but yeah, so now she wants to buy sort of black clothes, so she will try and blend into Luskan even if she's never been there.
Yeah, I mean that sort of things. That's dead easy. I mean, what are you sort of? Is she wanting a black dress, or is she wanting to go sort of more sort of breeches and a top sort of thing, or?
I was thinking something like black leather roguish armor, maybe. Except
yeah,
it's not actual armor. It's just okay.
Absolutely, that's not a problem at all.
Solir will continue to wear his bright purple outfit that is super fancy.
Well, you're not like dressed as a cleric or something. But then again, neither is Mara. Right, I'm just putting down black armor. And then there were some knickknacks I wanted to buy as well. But
yeah, I mean, we can just say, unless there's anything like particularly fancy, anything, any general equipment that is in the player's handbook, you can go and buy, and it's just that sort of general price for anything like that. Just add it into your inventories, mark off the gold. I trust you all to do that. Anything anyone else is wanting to do in the city that's slightly more out of the ordinary, or
did we sort out our injured soldiers or anything like that? We never got to that, did we?
No.
No, I mean he's here. We can take him to the temple. Like can.
You've left him in a room in the Tollbooth Tavern, Ibril. One-armed Ibril.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mara,
getting his arm back.
Mara promised to have his arm regenerated, and then
Alton promised that.
Was it Alton?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ran away from him without saying a single word to him.
Yeah. All right. Well,
as you do.
That being the case, Alton will head back to the Tollbooth Tavern to try and find Ibril, who's probably annoyed.
I mean, it's only been a few hours. It's not actually.
It's been a night.
Yeah.
And we kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, we did. We pieced out.
Yeah. Like we were there and then we were gone.
I think he assumes that from us at this point.
Yeah, what happens is Alton just suddenly remembers and just skitters off.
Yeah.
Alton? Alton?
Ibril! I forgot about Ibril!
Oh god, April. We
Right.
and I think everybody will have the look of, oh crap, yeah.
That guy.
It's going to be expensive.
And I presume we get to the tavern.
Yeah.
Unmolested.
You get to the tavern unmolested. Things are going well. It's probably, by the time we all do this and with travel throughout the city as well, it's probably about lunchtime. It's busy. It's not as busy and as boisterous as it was last night when you arrived. But there are people sitting around having drinks or having lunch. I don't know why Alir's token's there, but I've managed to put it in a weird layer and I can't delete it at the moment.
It's fine.
Ignore her
She's in the
token.
tavern.
That's the tavern sign.
What a weird thing to have.
It's been renamed the Alir's Head.
It's run by a drow man. I don't understand.
As you take a second look, it's actually Alir's head that's hanging from. No.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
But yeah, it's not the owner that's on. It is another young human woman. But you're greeted and can we help you?
Yes, looking for a soldier. Doesn't have a hand.
Oh, that's Ibril.
Yes.
Ibril. Yes. He was in for his breakfast earlier on. I think he has bed and board for a couple of nights. I think he might have gone out. He was hanging around. I think he said something about looking for some friends.
Oh God. Right. Of course. Oh no. Mara.
Yes.
He's gone off looking for us.
Mara will cast sending to him.
Mm-hmm.
She remembered.
Right.
Mara will do nothing.
Remember, you have a specific amount of words, so
25.
I want you to know exactly what you say.
Okay, someone count.
Ibril, this is Mara. Come back to Toll Booth Tavern.
Toll Booth is one word, so you're good.
Okay, yeah. Toll Booth Tavern. Baba Booey. No, but like, yeah, so make it back to Toll Booth Tavern.
It's so dumb. But it's so good.
I will sacrifice you to Asmodeus. No, that's too many.
And you hear in the back of your mind that and his version of the stuff of the sending is just completely absorbed by his stuttering.
My God.
Oh,
and you don't get anything.
I'm
That's
glad
so
I don't have to
sad.
hear that.
His stutter gets worse when he's nervous and he's been left alone in a huge city he doesn't know.
You will basically see Mara concentrating for a moment,
Alton sends the
tilting her
raven up.
head, and then concentrating for another moment. Like he responded, "I think he knows to come here."
No, Alton will go outside and send the raven up. Chances are slim, but looking for a nervous-looking one-armed man, or around the vicinity.
How far do you send? So what sort of?
So the way I
what sort
do
of
it
radius?
is, yeah.
What sort of radius from the inn will he go?
Well, he can be within, I think we said 60 feet of Alton when they can communicate, but he effectively can go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He can go
know.
much. He can go as far away as possible.
Yeah.
It's just that telepathic link.
Yes.
Goes
Well,
at that point.
yeah. So I guess he would probably go like a half-mile radius or something, just looking down the city streets and stuff. Just.
Absolutely. Make a investigation check, I suppose. We'll just. I know we should actually stat block Quill, but we haven't. So just use your own.
Yep. That is a total of 19.
Okay.
Roll for stats on Quill. Mm-hmm. Get all 18s.
Yeah,
and then he's the main character. Yeah, I think with a 19, quite quickly, Quill sees Ibril, and he is quite obviously making his way as quickly as he can back towards the direction of the tavern.
Quill might not even let him know of his presence. He might just.
That's absolutely up to you. He's very focused on just sort of. He's not running, but he's doing that sort of I'm in a rush, quick walk sort of thing without wanting to draw too much attention to himself.
Quill will be basically providing Overwatch if there's a problem. So.
Which there isn't, and probably about because he was a fair way away because he was just sort of wandering around in ever increasing circles. He's just wandering around the streets in ever increasing circles trying to find you.
Oh my God!
Wandering up to strangers, going, "Have you seen a gnome and a white raven?"
The raven on his shoulder.
Yeah, and but anyway, it's about 15 minutes after you send the spell out to him, Ibril comes back into the tavern, and a big grin cracks his face as he sees you all sat there. I take it you've all got a beer or some soup or something like that whilst you were waiting.
Alton wasn't calm at all. He felt so bad.
Yeah.
He's in the streets to greet him.
And all right, that's fair enough. And I thought you'd run away from me. So glad to see you.
I'm very sorry.
Where did you disappear to?
Mara met an old friend. They got talking. I thought I should probably escort Mara in case there was any trouble. And I'm sorry to say, but I had forgotten you were here. The old noggin must have got a knocking, huh?
Well, and you can see he's calming down, and as he's calming down, his stutter's getting less and less emphasized, and he's just like takes a deep breath. Well, you're here now. You didn't forget about me.
No.
Things happen in the spur of the moment.
Yes, it happened so fast. And Alton's like, I should have come look for you. I'm sorry.
And he just waves his hand and says, "You can buy me a drink."
Okay, just a water will do.
No, I'd like a beer.
Oh, right. Of course. And then we'll just go into the elven lady. One beer.
And he's sort of over your shoulder going, I had one of the amazing Tempest.
One amazing
Last
Tempest.
night. Yes.
Is that beer?
Yes, it's a type of beer called stout.
Stout.
And she sort of passes over. It's like incredibly. It's almost. It's that sort of deep chestnut brown color. It's not quite black with the incredibly thick and creamy head on the top of it.
Alton will take a big smell of it.
Well, I don't need to tell you what stout smells like. You can choose whether Alton decides that's I'd imagine it's probably not a smell that is particularly.
It smells like bread and yeast, so he's sort of like. He doesn't completely hate bread. It's not his thing though, but hands it over.
Bread is good for jam.
Ibril just takes a big swig, and he's got this sort of stout mustache, and well, that makes everything a bit better.
You want another one?
Okay, very enthusiastically nods.
I
Does
beckon
Mara
on
think?
the barkeep.
Go ahead.
No, I just beckon on the barkeep to make another one.
Yeah.
And I pair whatever.
Yeah, I think we said they were like
2 silver.
5. No, I don't think they were even that much. I think
5
they were like
copper.
5 copper. So say a silver for 2 of them.
Yeah. Does Mara think that regrowing the arm will be painful?
Probably uncomfortable, I imagine.
I'll be honest with you. None of you have ever done regeneration, so I've never thought about it.
I think.
Give me an intelligence check, Mara.
I imagine it's ferociously painful.
So
in the moment.
I agree, but I don't know whether Mara will know anything. This is more, I don't know whether Mara will know anything about it.
Intelligence check. Intelligence check?
Uh-huh.
Right. That is a, let's see, +2, and then Jack of all trades, so 13. No, 12, I mean.
You're unsure. It's not a spell that you are particularly well aware of. It's not something within your power to cast. You're not sure. You've never actually seen anyone cast it.
No.
Alton will say to him as he's sort of drinking his Tempest, well, are you ready? And he points to his hand.
Yes, I mean, because he's got like what he's had to do is he's got. Which did I can't remember if I said it was left or his right hand that he lost. Anyway, I'm going to. I might be changing it. I'm going to say it's his left hand that he's lost. So he's grasping the pint he's drinking in his right hand because he's right-handed, but he had to put that glass down on the bar, and he's got the other one sort of wedged against his body with the partial arm, and he's drinking it, and he's it'll make drinking 2 pints at once much easier. He's just sort of laughing. And you can see for the first time, at the thought of regrowing his arm, he didn't stutter at all when he said that.
Hopefully, people at Mara's church will be able to help you some.
Yeah.
Right.
So
whenever you're ready, we should probably head over.
Yeah.
Alton will take a glass of water, shot it back.
Strong stuff.
They don't filter.
Yeah.
Where's my Brita?
This is an Evian.
Sorry, I'm just working out how much it should cost for a regeneration.
100 gold per spell level, I guess, is for a scroll. Could be a good.
We'll probably. The thing is they might have their own way of doing it in the temple.
In the church, yeah. And
they're very money oriented. So
don't we have the Ring of Regeneration?
I have a ring of slight. Nah, it's minor. It won't do it.
It just does hit points. It's not. It's not a full ring of regen.
Got it.
We asked
and
that
if it
already,
did, he would probably need to wear it for years for it to go all the way.
It would be. It's not what he was promised. He was promised.
He's measuring it every day, hoping for the best.
Sorry, bear with me. I should have prepared this. Water.
We all forgot about him.
Oh yeah.
I guess I could just say that.
I'll be honest with you. I hadn't forgotten about him. I just didn't prepare the cost of a regenerate spell.
I guess I could mention the things that Mara bought. It's a poetry book for. Oh shit! I've forgotten his name. How could I forget his name? Our ogre friend, half ogre friend. Korga, yeah. She bought a poetry book for Korga. She bought a beautifully witted. What?
I was gonna say, are you gonna tell us your shopping list right now?
It's like
that's exactly what he's about to do.
Let's not
poetry book for Korga.
We'll do that another time. I'm sorry to cut you off.
There was 3 things on the list.
So you and we will never know what they are.
I'm glad you'll never know.
You know that the cost of regenerate as a spell offered to others is usually around 550 gold.
How much? What's an electrum worth?
5 gold.
10. Is it 10?
No, 5 silver. It's 5 silver. 2 electrum per gold.
Yeah. It's basically that middle currency. Right. So, and let's just say, you said it was 550?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's just say
I've found a thing that there might be something different in the Dungeon Master Guide just for those watching, but I'm not too comfortable when things are too cheap. So I found
it shouldn't be easy to do things like this anyway.
Exactly, and basically I think the formula that I found here that I'm quite comfortable is it's the square root of the spell level. So 7 times 7 is 49. multiplied by 10 is 490.
A
and then
beautiful
double it.
mind. There's fucking formulas and long division behind
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Absolutely. I love that shit as well. That's why I can't let Mara go too much, because I totally get absorbed in that.
Yeah.
And then double the material cost. So that comes to 540 gold. And being the Temple of Joaquin, they've just rounded it up to 550.
Shit.
Bastards.
And that's from a cleric to another cleric. So
No. That's retail.
I get the.
Love it.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my god.
Well then. Well.
It's a level 7 spell.
Let's go. We can't spend any time.
No.
We
And I mean,
promised
we
we'd do
just got
this.
500 gold from the guardsman.
Oh really?
Yeah. So
Money,
I mean,
money.
I honestly, personally, outside of the game, I thought it would be even more expensive.
Yeah, it's not a resurrection. So
No,
You
no,
do
they
know
can go
that-
up to thousands of gold, depending on what level you are.
You do know that this money that we're using is being used to get the man his arm back. So
Mhm.
money does have value.
only
Yeah, I
because
mean, we can
put. Never mind. I'm not talking to you about
We
this.
can,
I've
we can well afford the money.
It could,
Go on, Nick.
however, save dozens of urchins from street life.
Who said that?
Me, DM.
Oh, that's interesting.
If these,
I was going to say, what kind of NPC says something so on the nose? Someone just walks by. However,
if
money is good
these
for
children are
urchins. Just keeps going.
worthless and too lazy to
A
get a
concerned
job,
citizen appears.
Yeah.
Yeah, those kids can just
I
get
am a
jobs.
convenient
Yeah.
character. Hi.
yeah. If those
Well,
kids,
I think
they're
before-
sowing in coal mines.
All right, we're getting distracted.
Yes.
Yeah, we are getting distracted. I think that this could be the start of next week, as
Probably.
Ibril gets his arm grown back.
That's probably a whole day event.
Yeah, the one thing I just wanted to, I've enjoyed the miscommunication, but what I was meaning to you, Terror, was that is what customers get. I wasn't necessarily meaning
That's
that's
what you'll
they will
pay.
charge you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That just to be completely clear and not be a complete shit having you think that you're getting charged commercial rates.
Yeah.
Charge peasant rates.
I have the fucking membership card, and I'm getting shafted here. What?
No, it's like a warehouse
how
club.
much
You
do you
have
have
to
in
have the
your
membership
trolley,
card to
ma'am?
get in.
Yeah, and I don't get any of the stamps for a free one. What is this? Like,
All right.
He's been doing a lot
We
of
have-
stamps.
Alright.
Six free regenerations get the 7th free.
Yeah.
I have
Alright.
a voucher, but it went. It's out of date
I'm
by a
on-
month. It should be fine.
We are coming up to the end of our session.
Yes, indeed. And that'd be a good place to start next week as you go and get his arm back.
All right. Well,
Have we had any new followers or
yes.
anything?
As you all know, as our devoted followers know this part, we read out all of our followers and subs and anyone who listens to our stream at the end of the stream, and we'll be going through those. We do it whoever followed throughout the whole week since our last session, so that way we simply
Everyone gets
get
a
it all
shout
done
out.
at once. Yep.
Yeah.
The love is shared.
So, starting a couple days ago, we had Vertaine. Still don't know how to say that. We'll work on it.
But
They followed
thank
us.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Vox the Lovable hosted our stream the other day. I think that was with you there.
That's right. Yeah,
Down
it was
Bro.
Terror.
Oh,
It was
Terrence.
Terror and me on Tuesday
Perfect.
doing Icewind Dale.
And then Game with Dan Hobbs hosted that as well. So
Yes.
thank you
MVP.
for always being in our chat and being so active.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watching
We
us fail miserably.
Yes. We have Storm the DK Snub who started following us.
Maggie Storm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Storm.
Thank you. I assume that means Death Knight, but we'll worry about that later. And then we have, I'm gonna say Angel Vamp, but if it is Angle Vamp, I got you.
I went above me.
Does that mean something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, angel vamp would be the thing, but there's no E in it, so it could be angle or angel. It's just ANGL vamp. I was like,
Okay. I like angle vamp. Sounds dope.
yeah.
Angle.
Thank you for the
like,
follow today. We
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
that.
Is that like a
Vampire on the
wrestling
side.
move?
As some of you may know, we are doing a giveaway. Someone wants to talk about that?
Oh, I just want to leave you under pressure so you
The
can listen.
giveaway.
Giveaway. At some point in the future, we'll be pulling all of the people who subscribed. We'll be putting their names in a hat and pulling their names out and being like, "Hey, this guy won," and we're giving away an Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition for the
Steam.
On Steam. For the PC.
And if you are a Twitch Prime, is it? Twitch Prime?
Twitch Prime, yeah.
You basically get a free sub every month.
If you're on Amazon Prime, you
same.
get a free Twitch Prime account, which gives you one free subscription.
Indeed. So if you do have Amazon Prime, we will be most pleased to get you. We are obviously a very small operation, so the chances you will win the game are pretty high. So just saying.
Hey, that's something.
This is one of the top 10 CRPGs of all time. You can get it.
It's epic. It's an unreal game. To be fair, the guys play.
And if you want to see a bit of a playthrough, then me and Tara do that on a Tuesday at 6 p.m. EST.
You can come and see what you shouldn't do when playing this game.
Well, you'll just see a lot of death. It's good. It's pretty.
I mean,
A lot of death.
I don't know when the contest is finished, but
late October.
If you get the game, you could probably play it at the same time as they are, and attempt to do better.
Yeah,
I mean,
the way we're going, you'll
still
finish it before us.
Yeah. That's where I was going.
More than likely.
And
More
we
than
are suboptimal, but sometimes that's where all the fun goes.
Indeed.
sometimes
And-
the rest of the rope
Sure.
dies.
For sure.
Yeah, just to no, Dan Hobbs, we do not have an emote yet. We'll work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
And then-
do you have any?
We do.
We
Whatever.
do.
I didn't
Do
check.
we?
Oh.
We have a
Not
Gmail.
that. Not that.
No,
No,
an
he
emote.
said
An
emote.
emote.
Emo.
Not an email.
Sorry. I hear bad.
We do have a Gmail.
And-
Actually, just pimp the Gmail a little bit. Savers
The
DND.
thing is, Dan, the reason
we
we have a terror to contend with,
Yeah.
and that's why we don't have it.
Yes. I'm playing a very organized character to balance out myself.
We're getting distracted again.
Yeah, we are. If you have
I
any,
like cake.
Sorry, a second, Tara. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything at all you'd like to send to us, or Gmail is SavioursDnD@gmail.com, and we will answer
also on
basically
Twitter.
everything. Twitter as well is probably it's where we are the most. To be honest, it sees the most action. So that's SavioursDnD@twitter.com. YouTube, just type in SavioursDnD. All the links are below us as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. And we are here once per week.
And we'll see you
We
next
are.
week.
All
See
right.
everyone.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.